Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. My name is Ginger Pierce, and I'm a travel agent with Marvelous Mouse Travels. And we are in the middle of our annual Marvelous Madness tournament. And this year's topic is the best table service restaurant at Walt Disney World. And we are here tonight to reveal our Elite Eight. So, helping me do that, as always, is my husband, Evan. Hey, Ev.
Hello, everyone. Good evening.
And we're super excited about these matchups because some of the restaurants that were up for voting this week were some of our favorite places. Some of those got through to the next round, some of them didn't. And so I have not actually seen the final version of these results. So I'm going to be as surprised as you guys are tonight as Evan reveals them. So, Ev, any thoughts before you start revealing the winners?
Some of them made me question reality because I was like, there's no way that this is accurate, what people were voting. But anyway, you'll see. I was very, very surprised by a lot of these tonight, a whole lot. So without further ado, let's get to the craziness or the madness, I guess we should say. So California Grill and Kona Cafe. Notice all four of these in this region are resort restaurants. Not in parks, not at Disney Springs. But California Grill took down Kona Cafe fairly handily. It was 75%, 25%. That didn't shock me.
No.
This next one actually ended in a 50-50 tie. It was dead even.
Yeah.
So, and if you can't see it on the screen, it's Steakhouse 71 against Grand Floridian Cafe. So, we found three of Ginger's friends who are also agents who had not yet voted, and we asked them to vote on these two restaurants. And it's a good thing we got three people instead of two because it almost tied again. It was one vote for Grand Floridian and then two votes for Steakhouse 71. So Steakhouse 71 won by literally one vote.
Oh, and the gut punch. As much as I love Steakhouse 71, most people that have been, hanging around the channel or follow me on Facebook or Instagram probably know by now how much I love Grand Floridian Cafe. Like it's easily in my top 5 restaurants at Disney World. And I think I don't know. This one hurts, but I do love Steakhouse 71, and I do think it is an excellent restaurant. So I understand Ginger, why it was as close as it was.
What's the common denominator between these two restaurants?
They're both at the Contemporary Resort. So again, don't sleep on the Contemporary for great dining options. And the Contemporary is actually not my favorite on-site resort. I mean, I do enjoy staying there, but it's not my favorite place to stay. But it definitely is a great place to come eat, even if you're not staying there.
So this next matchup, Le Cellier against Boma. This one really surprised me. The winner, not so much. The margin of victory, very much so. Boma beat Le Cellier, and it was not even a little close. 85% to 15%.
Yeah. And that's surprising, honestly, to me that it was that much of a victory because, first of all, Boma is a little out of the way. Like it's in the Animal Kingdom area at Animal Kingdom Lodge. It's not even in the park. And so if you're eating at Boma, you're either staying in Animal Kingdom Lodge or you're making a special trip to Animal Kingdom Lodge just to eat at Boma. And Le Cellier is right there in World Showcase in Epcot. So, much more easily accessible for a lot of people. So that's definitely a surprise to me. But Boma is a great restaurant and it does have a lot of options. And Evan and I have said before, when we ate at Le Cellier, we were a little bit underwhelmed by it. I mean, it wasn't bad food by any stretch, but it definitely wasn't the best steak I've had at Disney.
Yeah, I mean, we had heard so many good things that, I think personally I had very high expectations going into that meal, and it just didn't match up.
Pan out. Yeah.
This next matchup, Storybook Dining at Artist Point against Via Napoli. So just like the previous matchup, Le Cellier against Boma, you had a World Showcase restaurant against a resort restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the exact same thing here. Via Napoli, a World Showcase restaurant going up against Storybook Dining at Artist Point, which is at Wilderness Lodge, so a resort restaurant. And this one was pretty close, actually. I was apparently a lot of people really like Viennapoli because it kept it very, very close. Unfortunately for Viennapoli, it couldn't keep it close enough. Storybook Dining won, and it was 58% to 42%.
It's really close. And again, I understand why people love both of these restaurants. Viennapoli is not only is it really good food, but it's pizza and it's, easy to split and a pretty good economical option as well. But Storybook Dining is an experience. It's great food, but it's great character interaction, good show elements. It's just all around a great meal.
Absolutely. So as we move over now, we have California Grill that moved on to the elite on this half of the bracket. California Grill, Steakhouse 71, Boma, and Storybook Dining. All of them resort restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So as we go over here in this top right region, Hollywood Brown Derby against Ohana.
I have a feeling this is going to break my heart a little bit.
This is the one where I began to question what is reality based off of the answers here. Leanne, hey, Leanne, it's good to see you.
Hey, Leanne.
Good to see you. Leanne coming from Hawaii, joining the show or the live stream here from Hawaii. Leanne, I want to know what time it is where you are. It's 8:06 p.m. here in Eastern time. I'm going to guess 3:07 p.m. where you are. So let us know in the comments what time it is there. That's really cool to have Leanne all the way from Hawaii. So yeah, I was wrong. I was close. 2:07. One hour off. Hollywood Brown Derby in Ohana. I am not surprised that Ohana won, which it did. Ohana won. I am flabbergasted at the margin of victory. It was 92% to 8%. What? I mean, we're talking about a Hollywood Brown Derby is a signature restaurant right in the middle of Hollywood Studios. I mean, like, it's hard to argue with location for that. It's like I said, it's a signature restaurant. They have literally a famous menu item in their Cobb salad. What is going on? Like 92% to 8%.
Hey, I'll go to bat for that salad every day of the week. That salad is so good.
Ohana didn't beat Sanaa as bad as it beat Hollywood Brown Derby.
Yeah.
And Sanaa's a signature restaurant as well. So I mean, isn't Sanaa a signature restaurant?
It is, yeah.
That's what I thought.
Well, yes, it is. It is. I always get that one mixed up with Jiko. Jiko is not, but Sanaa is. Yeah.
Laura said, "Hey-oh, votes don't lie."
Hey, there's no doubt people love Ohana. People love Ohana. I guess we're going to have to try it again and give it another shot. And I'll just be very careful.
I mean, it's good, but 92% to 8%. I was like, what in the world? I didn't believe it when I started updating the bracket and putting this, lower third on here. I was like, there's no way. There's no way. Leanne said she prefers Ohana for breakfast.
It is a good breakfast.
We've had breakfast there. You get to, you do get to eat overlooking the castle, which is cool. Yep. Laura said she dreams of it daily. I mean, I still don't know if I believe it. I mean, like, I get it winning. I do. I understand that.
Yeah. I fully expected it to win. Fully expected it to.
I don't understand the 92% to April. I mean, what is going on?
Yeah.
That shocked me.
And if you haven't tried Hollywood Brown Derby, like if you voted Ohana by default because it was the only one of the two you'd been to, let me encourage you to give Hollywood Brown Derby a try because it was an excellent restaurant. Kohana is great too, but Hollywood Brown Derby is amazing.
Oh, Leanne, I'm so glad you're with us right now. Leanne said it just doesn't compare to real Hawaiian food.
And Leanne
would know because she's in Hawaii. Like, she lives there. So that's a good point, Leanne. Thank you very much for bringing that up. She's got the real thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
She has the real thing out there. So moving on from that landslide of a victory,
Mhm.
we moved down to Roundup Rodeo Barbecue and Yak and Yeti. Now, Ginger, as you might be already thinking, even Ohana is a resort restaurant. So this
Mhm.
next winner is going to be our first winner that is not in a resort.
Yeah.
So Roundup Rodeo Barbecue going up against Yak and Yeti, and the newbie, it won. Roundup Rodeo won.
Yep.
Not super close. It was a little close, but not really close.
Mhm.
62%, 38%, which
Yep.
really surprises me because Yak and Yeti is fantastic.
It is. And I think that if there is a restaurant that can give Ohana a run for its money, it might be this one, just because it's not an apples to apples comparison. So people who love barbecue are obviously going to go, for Roundup Rodeo. But it is, I mean, it's legitimately it ticks a lot of the boxes for a Disney restaurant. It has really good food. It has incredible theming. It's located right in a park. So it's got a lot of things going for it. So it might, I kind of expect Ohana to win again, but I think that the next one might be a little bit closer than this last round was.
And Roundup Rodeo Barbecue, it's been open for less than a year. Is that correct?
I believe so, either less than a year or right at a year,
Okay.
but it has not been around very long.
So a lot of people are loving that straight out of the gate
Mhm.
for the first year of being open, and it's made it to the Elite Eight
Yeah.
in the Ginger Marvelous Mouse Travels Marvelous
Yeah.
Madness, which, let's be honest, is the definitive
I mean, yeah.
standard for restaurant ratings in all of Disney World. So,
And a lot of
um,
our friends are locals, and our friends who are locals go there a lot, just to eat at Roundup Rodeo Barbecue. So it's not just, a tourist place or anything like that. People that live there and can go to any Disney restaurant they want anytime keep coming back to this one because they just love it that much.
so in the last region, once again, a little bit of a shocker here in both of them, really, honestly.
Mhm.
So Beaches and Cream going up against Topolino's Terrace. Two resort restaurants, one in the Epcot area, like the boardwalk area, Beaches and Cream, and then Topolino's in Disney's Riviera Resort,
Which
right on the
technically is
Skyliner.
also Epcot area. That's technically an Epcot area resort, even though it's not right there in walking distance to Epcot. They do still technically classify it as an
Yep,
Epcot area
both of
resort.
them right there on the boardwalk. Uh, Beaches and Cream beat it, which
Wow.
kind of surprises me. And it was
That's a
close, man.
surprise. That's a huge surprise.
54% to 46%. People loving that kitchen sink over there at Beaches and Cream.
Yep. It's an experience. This is another thing where it's an experience when you go there. Multiple times throughout your meal, somebody will order that kitchen sink, and every time they do, they turn their little flasher lights on. They, make a big announcement like whoever family has ordered the kitchen sink, and they tell you all the stuff that's in it, and then they end by going in a whole can of whipped cream, and everybody in the place goes a whole
A whole
can, and
can.
you applaud and everything. It's just a whole thing. And it's a little bit of Disney tradition. I think plus it is legitimately good ice cream. It's good
Yeah.
food. It's a good price. That's a really good thing about Beaches and Cream that I would say probably puts it ahead of Topolino's, definitely in terms of value, because Topolino's is expensive. It's expensive for breakfast. It's expensive for dinner. But Beaches and Cream is not. And a lot of their entrees are shareable. So if you want to go have, a quick, easy, inexpensive meal, Beaches and Cream is a great place to do it.
And then in the bottom half of the bracket, we have Cinderella's Royal Table going up against Crystal Palace.
Oh, I think we missed a comment
Okay.
if you want to grab
Let's
it.
see here. Laura said, Beaches and Cream is such a fun atmosphere right there by the pool and the beach club. You definitely feel like you're on vacation. Oh, totally agree. 100% agree. Absolutely.
For sure. And if you just want ice cream, you can go to their walk-up window and get ice cream too.
Yep. The atmosphere, and especially after they remodeled it, it's even more of a cool, vibe in there. And hey, you can get your ice cream and then go ride one of those Siri bikes around and burn off all the calories. There you go. That's what we should do.
Those things are terrible. Don't do that. You will regret it.
We tried that one time with at the time, an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old.
Yes, who were
The
not
5-year-old
much
couldn't
help.
reach the pedals.
Yeah.
And the 8-year-old could not really reach the pedals either. And so Ginger and I were trying to bike that thing, a 4-seater uphill. It did not work out, and it was
No.
it was not easy.
Every time we go over there now and people are like coming on the downhill part and they're like, woo, this is so fun. I'm like, oh, just wait till you get to the top of that hill. You're going to regret this decision.
But I agree with Laura. It is an awesome atmosphere. It really is. It's good. So Cinderella's Royal Table going up against Crystal Palace. So in this region, we actually had 4 character meals. Topolino's at breakfast, Cinderella's Royal Table all the time. And is Crystal Palace just at breakfast, or is it all the time?
All the time.
Well, how about that?
Mm-hmm.
So definitely at least one character meal is moving on to the Elite 8. And it's Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace not upsets based on the rankings, but kind of upset still, in my opinion, Cinderella's Royal Table. And it was 57% to 43%. So it was fairly close.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. I prefer Crystal Palace. Like if I had voted, which I didn't, but if I had voted, that would have been what I had voted for. But I'm honestly surprised that other people voted the same way. I thought that more people would vote for Cinderella's Royal Table just because it is iconic in the castle.
So as we zoom out and we look at the Elite 8, all the matchups, I'm going to have to zoom out just a hair more.
Mm-hmm.
So as we look at these 4 matchups in the Elite 8, we've got California Grill, Steakhouse 71, Boma, Storybook Dining at Artist Point, Ohana, and Beaches and Cream. 6 of the 8 restaurants are in resorts.
Mm-hmm.
0 of them are at Disney Springs.
Yeah.
That really surprises me.
Yeah, that surprises me too. And the one that I find most interesting, I think this was in response, Leanne's comment was in response to Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace was pulling off the victory there.
Yeah. Well, and I'll be honest with you, I'm the matchup of these 4 that intrigues me the most is California Grill versus Steakhouse 71, because both of those are great restaurants. And I think it's just going to come down to preference. Like, which one do you happen to prefer more? Because there's a lot of similarities between them. So I'm very interested to see how that one goes. Do you have a particular, another comment?
Said the food at Crystal Palace is so good.
It is good. And even though it's buffet food, it's not like, they keep it very fresh and they really like stay on top of it to make sure that nothing's ever out. Like they do a really good job of maintaining that. And they put really interesting options on there. They've got a bread pudding on that is amazing. It's got this creme anglaise that you put on top of it. It's so good. And they have a lot of really interesting desserts that are kind of themed after the characters. Those are really cute. And then the entrees are really good. Like we've been there for breakfast and dinner, and we've never had anything that I was like, oh, I wouldn't eat that again. Like it's all been really good.
So Mary Alice is watching right now. She just hearted the post on Facebook. Mary Alice, Ginger mentioned you a few minutes ago.
Did.
She was talking about, we have some friends who are locals who enjoy Roundup Rodeo barbecue, and Mary Alice was singing Roundup Rodeo's praises
not
about
too
a week
long
or so
ago.
Yeah. And so she mentioned that, it's such a popular place. People like it so much, even locals just go there to eat. And so we mentioned you just a minute ago.
Yeah.
As we look at this, the resorts that are represented, 2 of them are from Contemporary Resort.
Mm-hmm.
One is from Animal Kingdom. Animal Kingdom Lodge, excuse me. One is from Wilderness Lodge. Ohana from the Polynesian Resort, and Beaches and Cream from the Beach Club.
Yeah.
So you've got
literally every resort area is represented.
Exactly what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Yep.
You've got the Epcot area, the Magic Kingdom area, and you've got Animal Kingdom Lodge. So
yep.
Yeah. I think if we had a Disney Springs restaurant on here, it would be a good mixture of like all of the different types of restaurants that there are there. I expect, just predictions, I expect that heading into the final 4, we're going to see Ohana. I would say probably California Grill. I think we might see Boma upset Storybook Dining. And I
Whoa.
think that Crystal Palace and Beaches and Cream, I don't really know how that one's going to go. I don't have a clear feeling on that one.
It's interesting. There are only kind of 3 character meals left on the. We got Storybook Dining at Artist Point, Crystal Palace. Both of those are always character meals.
Yeah, and then Ohana sometimes,
and then Ohana at breakfast. And so, that people thought that character meals would kind of carry the way, which I thought they might. They did not.
It did not.
And I think that once again, this speaks volumes to the quality of restaurants you can find at the different resorts.
Yes.
So if you're going to Disney World, you don't have to be in a park.
You do not.
I mean, my goodness, right now, think about the awesome day you could have right now going to Disney World park, resort hopping all over to see the different Easter egg displays that they've made out of chocolate, and having lunch at one of these places and then going and having dinner in another place.
Yeah.
That'd be a great day.
It would. And, that's a question that I get from people all the time. Like, can I make a reservation at the resort restaurant, or can I go visit the resorts if I'm not staying there? And the answer is yes. Like, you absolutely can. You can go and you can park at Disney Springs. Like, if you've driven, you can park for free at Disney Springs. You can hop on a bus and head over to a resort, and you can check out any of the Disney World resorts that you want to. If you make a dining reservation and you've driven, then you can actually park for a certain amount of time for free at that hotel if you have a reservation on file, and you can go enjoy that. You can always, if you're staying at a Disney resort and you don't have your car, you could always take transportation to the nearest park and then hop on a bus to whatever hotel you want to go to. You can take a minivan, which there is a charge for that, but you can do that as well if you want. So there's lots of different ways to get around at Disney World, but you can absolutely check out the resorts without being a guest there. And we love to resort hop. We love to, especially at Easter, those chocolate Easter eggs on Disney's YouTube channel yesterday, they released a little featurette of how they make those Easter eggs. It is fascinating. You should definitely go watch it. It is really incredible. The artistry that goes into that. As a not at all artistic person, I have the highest respect in the world for people who can do visual arts like that, especially with food. Like, it's amazing what they're able to do with modeling chocolate and molds and all kinds of stuff, and painting with edible paints. Like, it's incredible what they're able to do. And it is free to go look at those Easter eggs. Like, you could literally hop around. There's no charge for that. What a fun free day.
Absolutely. Laura said resort hopping is my dream. Can't drag my family out of the parks though.
Yeah. That's why
I understand.
Yeah, that's a good thing to do if you have a rest day built into your trip. That's a fun thing to do on a rest day. Our kids always like a little bit of time in the pool. And so we do try to give them, time in the pool, but we also try to give ourselves time to hop around, because that's one of mine and Evan's favorite things to do, is to hop around to the resorts. There have even been trips that he and I have gone down on by ourselves. We didn't go in the parks at all. We spent the whole time at Disney Springs and resort hopping and had a blast.
And it's especially fun to do that 2 times a year. One is right now during the Easter season when they have all the Easter eggs out. The other one is at Christmas. The gingerbread displays at the deluxe resorts in the lobbies, particularly the Grand Floridian, is absolutely incredible. The one at the boardwalk this year was incredible.
It really was. And they also have beautiful trees, beautiful Christmas decorations. It's just very magical at Christmas time.
We went down there in December. We rode a bus from our resort over to Hollywood Studios intentionally to catch the Skyliner. And then we rode the Skyliner over to the Riviera and then over to the boardwalk area. And we walked around and ate at the pizza window right there at the boardwalk. And we went in 2 parks on that trip, but my favorite thing we did, and Ginger said it was her favorite thing we did as well, was sitting there with our family eating on the boardwalk overlooking the water. The weather was perfect. The lights strung everywhere. I mean, it was beautiful. And after we ate, we got ice cream right there at the Boardwalk Ice Cream Place. Shout out Boardwalk Ice Cream Place. It is amazing.
It's really good.
The peanut butter that you get on that stuff, man, good night. Just vanilla with peanut butter. And then you got the perfect ice cream treat.
Yeah.
And we went up, and after we ate that, we went up and looked at all the Christmas decorations and the boardwalk, and walked over and looked at them in the yacht club and the beach club, and then got back on the Skyliner and went over and got a coffee for Jen at the Riviera place, so Le Petit
The Petite
Cafe.
Cafe. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it was a blast. It was absolutely so much fun. So this bracket proves there's some good stuff happening at these resorts. So if I get to pick, because I mean, like that's part of the gig. I didn't rank them, so I get to pick them. So of the contemporary battle day contemporary resort here, I'm going to go California Grill once again. You just can't beat the views, and the food's great, service is great. You cannot beat the views, and so I'm going California Grill. That's an easy one for me. Boma at Storybook Dining. I'm picking Storybook Dining again because, like I said, best meal I ever had was there.
That's what I would pick too. So far, I'm with you.
Ohana and Roundup Rodeo Barbecue. I have not yet been to Roundup Rodeo Barbecue. I'm looking forward to going this July. But of the two, I love barbecue. I mean, like
he does.
I'm a barbecue connoisseur, and so I'm going to have to pick that one.
Yep. Evan actually is very good at barbecue stuff. Like he has a little like smoker out in the backyard, and he does brisket and pulled pork and ribs and all that kind of stuff. So he knows his way around barbecue. So
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Pulled pork and ribs. That's my favorite things to smoke. So I tell people all the time that there are many things in life which I do not excel, but one of them that I do is smoking the seasoned flesh of pigs. So that's one.
Sorry to any vegans out there.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I was just joking. If you know. And then the last matchup, Beaches and Cream and Crystal Palace. That's a tough one. I mean, it really is.
It is hard
because Beaches and Cream, it's just sentimental value for me there. We have so many good memories there. I love that place for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
But Crystal Palace is a character meal.
Our kids love that one. That's probably their favorite character meal, easily.
Because of who the characters are. You've got Winnie the Pooh and Piglet and Tigger and Eeyore. It's just,
even our 11-year-old who's too cool for everything right now still loves that restaurant and will get up and hug those characters, even though he'll have nothing to do with a princess. He'll get up and hug Eeyore and Pooh and all of them.
And our daughter loves Piglet.
Yeah.
We have a video of her. Piglet was standing up on the train station balcony as we were leaving Magic Kingdom one time. And she was down, jumping up and down, Piglet, Piglet. She was probably 5, 6 at the time?
5 or 6, yeah.
And Piglet looked down, saw her, waved at her, and blew her kisses. It was just a magical little moment there. So I'm going to go Crystal Palace. Ginger, why don't you give everybody, and this will be a good way to end the show, why don't you give everybody your pro tip for what time to book your reservation?
At Crystal Palace. So I would say 10:30 to 10:45 a.m. because if you do that, then they're probably in the process of switching over the breakfast buffet into the lunch buffet, and then you get to try both.
Yeah, buddy. We did that this past time. We got there at 10:30. We got a great breakfast, and then they switched it all out to lunch.
We had a great lunch.
Try some lunch too. I mean, like, it was 2 birds, 1 stone right there, folks. Yeah. It was fantastic. I would recommend that to anybody. Our son was like, we have to do this every time. Like he thought it was so cool that he could eat Mickey waffles and all the stuff for breakfast. And then chicken fingers. Get all the stuff for lunch. It was it was his dream.
He's all about some chicken fingers. When we went on a Disney cruise, he loved the chicken fingers. Like that's what he talks about. And I'm turning 40 next February. And so to take some of the pain away from turning 40, I booked us a cruise on the Utopia of the Seas through Royal Caribbean. And my son's first question when he found out it wasn't a Disney cruise was he went, do they still have chicken fingers? And I went, yes, they do still have chicken fingers. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you want to say something else?
tell us when we're going to vote for these 4
Oh,
matchups
yes.
and when
Thank
we'll
you
be
for
live
reminding
again.
me. So we will vote for the Elite Eight tomorrow in my stories on Facebook and Instagram. And so that means that we'll be going live again on Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern to reveal our final four. And then we will be voting for that on Friday, and we'll reveal, our championship two. I guess that would be on Saturday when we'll do that. So looking forward to seeing how this next round goes out. There's a couple that I think could be really, really close and be interesting to see how it turns out. But thank you all again so much for watching with us and for voting. We really do appreciate it. It's a lot of fun. And we hope that you all have a marvelous night. See you, everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody.